everyone. Welcome to the APPNA Committee Cafe. This is where we get to know the amazing committees that power APPNA, the volunteer teams that work year-round to serve, connect, and uplift our community. I'm Dr. Kashaf Sharafgan, your host for today, and we're joined by Dr. Babar Chima, Chair of the Advocacy Committee. So welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thanks, Kashif. Thanks for having me to represent my committee.
So let's start from the beginning. When did you get involved with APPNA, and why did you choose to join this committee?
Yeah, I'm an old dog. Got involved in APPNA around 97, 98. There was these APPNA elections, which we are all scared of, but these elections were the reason I got involved, that I was an intern and got called from a APPNA candidate. Those days, residents with their free membership, they were still able to vote. So he called me and he told me there is an organization called APPNA and he need my vote. So that was in 96, 97. I graduated from residency and then I became a life member right away. Because quite frankly, I was very idealistic in those days. I thought that if 500 physicians can be on one page, we can change our destiny in our adopted homeland.
That's amazing. And so what got you involved in this particular committee?
So around after 9/11, when we saw that there were some visa difficulties for our young physicians. So at that point, I was just starting my J1 waiver job. So we requested APPNA leadership that we need to have more advocacy on behalf of young physicians so that J1 visas, that those difficulties and those hurdles can be tackled. So in those days, late Dr. Piracha, he was running for the election and he promised us that he will make it the key point if he gets elected. And he fulfilled his promise. Young Physician Committee was formed, and APPNA Advocacy Committee. But the main goal of APPNA Advocacy Committee at that time and throughout the years to this time has been to do advocacy for J1 visas, H1B visas, and the hurdles which our young physicians face in this country. So that was over the years. Then I served as member of this committee. And then even sometimes in my individual capacities, when we used to have day on Capitol Hill on those issues, just to come and have meetings set up with my US Senator and Congressman.
Well, that's wonderful. And how does your committee fit into the overall APPNA's mission?
So APPNA is a physician organization of Pakistani-American physicians of North America. So especially in our adopted homeland, even in Canada, that healthcare policies, they keep on changing with the election cycles. So where our committee's role is very vital to safeguard interests of all the physicians, and especially physicians who are foreign medical graduates like ourselves and the physicians. APPNA is slowly building on its role, but with this committee, I'm hoping that over the years that we will be on the policy making tables, like whenever there is a Congress hearing going on healthcare policy in the country, that they should be inviting APPNA leadership and they should do their testimony and give their expertise to the legislators to evolve healthcare in our nation.
That's great. So every committee brings its own unique impact. And can you share one or two key projects that your team has accomplished this year?
Sure. So over the years, as I mentioned, that APPNA Advocacy's main and probably the only goal has been advocacy for young physicians. But this year we thought that, we need to focus more on our internal issues and empower young physician committee to do the advocacy, whereas we can be a support for them. But the primary goal for advocacy committee should be the advocacy of physicians within America who are practicing. So this was the first year we changed the the mission of the committee, we uh, we initiated APPNA Day on state capitals. Quite honestly, we were not as successful as we were hoping for, but at least this was the first year and first ever APPNA's Day on state capitals, that where we encouraged our members that they need to involve locally, that with their state medical associations, their county medical societies, involved with them. And for example, in Louisville, where I reside, Jefferson County has over 3,000 physicians. And there is, and we as foreign medical grads have a strong presence, but we don't have seats on the tables. We don't have our members as delegates. We have only one member right now who is delegate at Kentucky Medical Association, but that was our goal. So we were able to do few APPNA days on state capitals where we encourage them to do with their local medical state associations, which makes it easy. Then you go and you meet your state senator and state representative, and then you just not only that you discuss the local state health issues, but your mere presence there increase the awareness about the presence of minority physicians, about the presence of Pakistani physicians. So it itself, it helps in other issues like civil rights or Islamophobia or any other issues Pakistani Hindu physicians which they are facing. So as such, our presence on the table is very important. So that's one thing which we accomplished. Second thing which we we supported the Young Physician Committee when there was concern for Pakistan being included in the list of countries with red zone, not having visas or not in visa access taken away. So we encouraged our members to write a letter to Secretary of State Marco Rubio, encouraging him that the importance of and foreign medical graduates in U.S. healthcare and the role which Pakistani physician has played in this country over probably last 50, 60 years. So, and I'm happy to see that quite a few APPNA members that they participated and they sent that letter to Secretary of State.
And that's amazing. And of course, no great work comes without challenges. What are some of the hurdles that you get during your work? And because I understand it's all volunteer work. So, how do you navigate all those?
I think that's where as an organization we need to evolve, that we all are volunteers. We have our busy practices, we have our families, we have our personal issues. So along with that, the volunteers can work up to a certain degree. Even organizations like AMA, you see that they have their own packs on healthcare issues. They have the foundation works on philanthropic. So here in our APPNA office, we have only few sports staff. I honestly believe that APPNA can flourish that if our communities like your community, your committee, communication committee, that as a volunteer you can work to a certain degree. That if you can have a help of a sports staff that who can, in our role in advocacy, for example, they can help our members in arranging meetings with their state legislators. Let's see if we are doing a U.S. On U.S. Capitol a day on Hill, that they can help and coordinate that. They can do the work like arranging the lunch there, having the caterer there. So I think that if we want to take our advocacy and our work of our other committees to next level, APPNA need to invest in providing support to the committees, because quite bluntly, at the end of the day, it's the committee chair who's doing the bulk of the work.
Right, right. I agree. So, my question is, people, who are watching right now, a lot of members are senior members, and then they're young physicians who are joining up now. What, how does it benefit like our larger community, the senior members who have been part of this for a while? How does your committee, the advocacy committee, help with that?
So it's first of all, we provide a platform to our members that on which the issues which are dear and near to their heart, that they can they can share those concerns with their state legislators and with their national legislators at US Capitol Hill. So it's a platform for them. Similarly, it is our committee this year. We also try to encourage our members that cash on their political capital. What I mean to say is that our members are actively involved in arranging fundraisers for in their communities, but usually we do not put an ask out to them. So one ask which we suggested to our members was that request them to appoint a Pakistani American physician on the state medical licensure boards. So this was a request for their local legislators and their local governor. For example, in Kentucky, we have for last almost 9, 10 years, we have a Pakistani American physician who is on the board, and he's also now he's the vice president of the licensure board, and he is also he chairs a panel of hearing. So I think that was one thing that to give with help of APPNA being a platform with this. APPNA cannot do it things by itself. It's the members needs to be involved. APPNA can provide a platform, a structure, a sport, and then with that the members they can further their cause. Similarly, APPNA, we also encourage them that they be involved your national and local medical organizations. Most importantly, the young physicians, that one thing which this year we requested, that be part of your hospital committees, quality assurance committee, QA committee. These are so important. Be involved in your medical staff. Be a president of your hospital's medical staff. There's a lot of issues which we are seeing and we're gonna see down the road is that the overall political climate of the country, it's gonna start affecting the physicians at their jobs. And if you are part of the quality assurance committees, if you're part of the leadership, you can ensure that all of physicians, they are dealt with merit. If a complaint comes, that it is dealt with merit with a due process rather than it targeting selective few. So that's where the role of APPNA comes, and as an advocacy committee we can increase the awareness and can be a sport.
So, as a young physician or as medical students, how can they be involved in advocacy at a junior level or as a student level? Is it through getting involved or getting mentors like in the advocacy committee? How can they do that?
So this year it was mostly as young physician committee. It was uh, one of the items which they worked on. It was engaging our medical students of Pakistani heritage, so that they can be part of APPNA. In we we could not accomplish it this year, but this was one of the goals which we have set for the advocacy committee, is that we need to have increased involvement of medical students, especially during the summer. That if we can arrange clerkships in Department of the Health at US level, that they can be part of their, we can in DC, in NIH, and in CDC, in all those places, that if we can arrange the clerkships and increase involvement internships for them. A lot of things. This year was a difficult year, Kashif, because of the overall environment in the country. A lot of, quite frankly, that we could not achieve as we had intended in the beginning of this year. But hopefully that in the future committees can build up on these ideas.
And so, are these your goals for next year, or are there initiatives that we need to look forward to?
Yes, these are for next year. I already had conversation with President-elect for next year and have provided him my input for next year's committee, so that they can further this agenda which we initiated this year. As I said, this is the first year when we set these goals. Hopefully, the committees in coming years will build on these.
Have you changed anything in your committee? Would you like something changed in your committee that could help in future?
Uh, I'll be honest. I mean, this is one thing, being a APPNA veteran, that I have seen a lot of changes. I have seen a lot of changes in the committee. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the committee. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leadership. I have seen a lot of changes in the leader I would love to see more involvement of APPNA members as a whole. They need to take their own destiny rather than just uh, keeping their head in the sand. It's things are changing at a rapid pace around us, and if we don't change, then we will be on the menu. There is uh, we have a place on our table, in the words of Sheikh Hamza Yusuf. We just need to drag our chair. So our members need to understand that as a physician, uh, as a person of Pakistani heritage who calls America its home, if we are not actively involved, then our future generation will suffer. So we need to actively involve whatever cause is dear to near in our own neighborhoods. There are so many issues going on international levels but the thing is, our focus should be in America. This we call America home. If we can deepen our roots in America, then we can help all other causes also. So what I would say is get involved in your you are doing a good practice, an honest practice. You get involved in your hospital committees, leadership positions, in your local medical societies, your state society, and be part of APPNA. It's easy to criticize on the sidelines, as the JFK once said that don't ask what the country is doing for you. Do what you can do for the country. So that's what we need to do. That what we can do for APPNA. It's easy to criticize. It's not easy to take time out of your busy family lives, but I would urge my fellow APPNA members that please take time out. It's be part of APPNA actively and bring the change which you want, rather than just being on the sideline and having a negative viewpoint.
No, I agree. This is an amazing message. And you guys are doing an amazing work. Thank you for that. If you had to describe your committee in 3 words, what would those be?
Control your destiny.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Babar Chima, for sharing your time and your insights with us, and for the incredible work that you and your volunteer committee is doing for APPNA behind the scenes, that we are not even aware of. But thank you for giving us a little peek into your world. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Your time, and your efforts.
Thank you so much, Kashif. And you are one of those members that you are being part of the process, and you have done an amazing job this year, because I haven't seen communication committee this active over last many years. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Until next time, let's stay connected. Let's work together, inspire each other. Thank you so much. This is APPNA
Thank
Committee
you.
Cafe.
Khuda.
Nafis.